Ever wondered how to make the perfect pizza at home? Welcome to the quest for pizza perfection, a journey through the essential elements that shape this beloved dish. It all begins with the foundation, a crust that's just the right balance of crisp and chewy. Then we drench it in a flavorful sauce, cover it with the perfect blend of cheeses, and crown it with carefully chosen toppings. Each component is crucial in its own right. Let's dive into the process and discover the secrets of crafting the perfect pizza. A perfect pizza starts with the perfect crust. Indeed, the crust is the backbone of your pizza, that which holds everything together. So how do we craft this crucial component from scratch? Let's dive in. First, we'll need 4 simple ingredients: flour, water, yeast, and salt. The quality of these ingredients is paramount. Opt for a high-protein flour like bread flour, which gives your crust that desirable chewy texture. Our water should be warm, but not hot, to create the ideal environment for our yeast to work its magic. Use fresh yeast if you can, for the best flavor and rise. And finally, don't skimp on the salt. This is what will give your crust its flavor. Mix your ingredients together until they form a dough, then it's time to knead. Kneading the dough develops the gluten, which gives our crust its structure. You'll want to knead until your dough is smooth and elastic. This usually takes about 10 minutes by hand. Once your dough is kneaded, it needs to rest. This is a critical step, so don't rush it. Resting allows the gluten to relax, making your dough easier to shape later. It also gives the yeast time to ferment the dough, adding flavor and creating those little pockets of air that give your crust its light, airy texture. Let your dough rest for at least 1 hour, but if you have the time, let it rest overnight in the fridge for the best flavor. Now, let's talk about thickness. If you're a fan of thin, crispy crusts, you'll want to roll your dough out as thin as you can without tearing it. For a thicker, doughier crust, leave your dough a bit thicker. Remember, it will puff up a bit as it bakes. With your dough prepared and rested, you're ready to move on to the next step, the sauce. So, stay tuned as we continue our quest for the perfect pizza. A pizza without sauce is like a garden without flowers. The sauce is the heart of the pizza, pumping flavor into every bite. And the best part, it's simple to make, yet so rewarding. The key to a great pizza sauce starts with ripe tomatoes. Ripe tomatoes are the fulcrum of flavor, balancing the sweetness and acidity just right. Think of them as the leading actors in a blockbuster movie, stealing the show with their vibrant red color and enticing aroma. Now let's talk about the supporting cast, the herbs. Quality is paramount here. Fresh basil, oregano, and a dash of salt and pepper. These herbs are like the understated background score, subtly enhancing the overall experience. They don't overpower the tomatoes, but instead dance harmoniously alongside them in this culinary ballet. Cooking the sauce is an art in itself. It's not about rushing, it's about patience. It's about letting the sauce simmer gently, allowing the ingredients to get to know each other, to blend and meld into one another. It's about the magical transformation that happens when heat meets flavor. It's about the perfect harmony of taste and aroma that fills the kitchen as you stir the sauce to perfection. Remember, the sauce is the heart of the pizza, and a well-prepared sauce can elevate your pizza from good to great. So take your time, use quality ingredients, and let the magic happen. Now that you've mastered the sauce, it's time to talk cheese. Cheese is the soul of any great pizza. It's more than just a topping, it's the magical ingredient that brings everything together, melting into a blanket of gooey, creamy goodness. But not all cheeses are created equal. Each type has its unique flavor profile and melting characteristics that can affect your pizza's taste and texture. Take mozzarella, for instance, the superstar of pizza cheeses. It's mild, slightly salty, and melts beautifully, creating that classic stretchy pizza experience. Then there's provolone. With its slightly tangy flavor and smooth melt, it adds depth and complexity. For a classic taste, a mix of mozzarella and provolone is a winning combination. The two cheeses complement each other, and together they create a rich and creamy base for your toppings. Of course, there's a galaxy of other cheeses out there. From the bold flavor of blue cheese to the creamy melt of fontina, don't be afraid to experiment. With your cheese selected, it's time to get creative with toppings. Toppings are where you can truly personalize your pizza. This is where your culinary creativity can truly shine. Traditional favorites like pepperoni, mushrooms, and bell peppers bring a familiar comfort to your pizza. If you're feeling adventurous, why not try something a little different? Artichoke hearts, prosciutto, or even pineapple can add a unique twist. Now, how you prepare and arrange these toppings is key. For meats and vegetables, remember to cook them slightly before they go on your pizza. This ensures they're cooked through and helps prevent excess moisture from making your pizza soggy. For the arrangement, less is more. Overloading your pizza can lead to a soggy crust and uneven cooking. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different combinations, play around with flavors. Maybe you'll discover a new favorite. Just remember, balance is key. Complement strong flavors with milder ones, and always respect the integrity of your crust and your sauce. With your toppings chosen, it's time to bake your creation to perfection. The final step in creating the perfect pizza is baking it just right. Now, preheat your oven to a scorching 500 degrees Fahrenheit. This high temperature is crucial for achieving that restaurant-quality, wood-fired pizza effect right at home. Once the oven reaches the desired heat, slide in your pizza. This is where timing becomes essential. Typically, about 10 to 12 minutes is the sweet spot, but keep a close eye on it. You're looking for a golden brown crust and cheese that's bubbling with joy. However, every oven is unique and has its own personality, just like our pizzas. So it might take a few tries to discover the perfect baking time for your oven. Don't be disheartened. Remember, the journey to perfection is all about trial, error, and of course, tasting. As the delightful aroma of the baking pizza fills your kitchen, prepare yourself for a feast. When the timer dings, take out your masterpiece, let it cool for a bit, and then dig in. And there you have it, the secrets to making the perfect pizza at home.